This is Revelation chapter 19 and verse 11. It says, and behold, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. And the individual that sat on that white horse is Yahushua. Okay? When Yahushua comes to America, okay, he's coming to judge and make war. All right, and his judgments are going to be righteous judgments. And his judgments are going to be the deliverance for the elect, okay, and the destruction of 2/3 of our people, okay, all right, and the destruction of Esau Edom, all right. That's who's really going down, all right. Esau Edom, he is the whipping stick for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, but the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is the whipping stick and the killing stick for Esau Edom. Okay, America's going to go down by way of thermonuclear missiles and the things that Yahweh Shema Shai has lined up for America. Okay, it says here, let me see. Let me see what I got in my phone. Looking to see this in my footnotes. All right. Verse 12 says, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. All right, and we know the name of the Lord. His name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushua. Okay, and Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, is coming to redeem the nation of Israel, right? Specifically the elect. But 2/3 of our people, they have to go down with this devil because they are joined into this devil. All right, and our people are going to further join themselves into this devil by way of calamities. All right. One calamity that's on its way is that if these people don't come up with the poor individuals, their labor laws, and whoever their employers are, right? If they don't come up with if they don't renew the contract in regards to the needs of the people as far as their pay and other benefits, okay, that's going to cause a calamity for the people that live here in America. Things are going to skyrocket, okay, and as things potentially skyrocket, okay, as far as food pricing, clothing pricing, and all the other, car parts, those are important as well, right? As those things go up, right, the people that don't make that much money, right, or the people that don't make money in that regard, they don't have a lot of money to pay for. People are going to start going out there shooting, robbing, and looting, okay? Those people are going to protest against the government. Okay, all right. Those are calamities that is coming upon America. Okay, all right. It says here, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And the Lord has given us his name, Yahweh and Yahushua. All right, those are the names that we got to pray to. All right, we got to pray to Yahushua and pray and hope that we believe, and our belief, the Lord Yahushua will get our prayers into the Heavenly Father and they will be answered, okay? Because the scriptures say anything that you ask in my name, okay? And not my name, but in the heaven and Yahushua's name. So we got to pray to Yahushua and the Lord Yahushua get our prayers to the Heavenly Father. So that's why we say, how about Shema Yahushua, okay? Yahweh in the name of Yahushua. All right? It says here, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of God. All right, and we know the Word of Yahweh, all right, is the Son Yahweh Shai. Right? Word word of God is just a title, okay? But we know his name to be Yahushua. And that's who's coming to bring the wrath and destruction upon 2/3 of our people and our enemies, man. All right? The people that set the water on fire by their religious ties, okay? What I mean by that, they set the water on fire. They have all the so-called Igbo Latinos and Native American Indians following after them. Those people, right, are going to receive judgment. Right? The people that follow or worship idols, they're going to receive judgment, okay? And their judgment is going to be horrible, okay? This is Deuteronomy chapter 13. Start at 12 and 29. This is Deuteronomy 12 and 29. It says, when Yahweh thy power shall cut off the nations from before thee, whether thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land, take heed to thyself, that thou be not snared by following after them. And our people are snared by following after the idols of the world, all right? Especially Cesare Borgia, all right? And I'm talking about in this time. All right, let me see. This right here, our people are snared by this, okay? Our people think that this is their Lord and Savior, all right? Well, this is an idol, and we're not supposed to follow after the idols that the nations have set up, okay? Idol worshiping has got us killed. Idol worship has got us in the state where we're in slavery, even to this day, okay? Right? Our people are following after, you know, Christianity, Catholicism, all right? Being a Mormon, being an Islam, an Islamic person, or following after the Islamic tie, right? Their religious ways. When we supposed to follow after the Lord, okay? And how about Shema Shah? Deuteronomy 12 and 29, start at 30. Take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following after them, by following them. After that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquirest not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. And that's what our people do. They go to these churches. They stand up and sing praises and sing the songs that's in the churches to these so-called white men. Okay? I'm gonna find this too. They go to the churches and sing praises and songs to him. All right, to this person right here. All right, and every Bible that's written within America, and especially within the olden times, they have images of white people being the Israelites and a white savior. So how do you turn around and say and think that this person is your savior? All right, when you see that the so-called white man has done nothing for you, all right, done nothing for you, and if he has done something for you, he's put usury on top of it. Okay, all right. So it says here, verse 30 again, take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them. And snared means ensnared to follow or trap, right? Or put in you could be snared, you could be trapped, all right? Convinced, you could be persuaded, okay? People are persuaded sometimes by the crowds that they hang with to go following, people in the churches. At my job, the dude, when I went to go see my doctor, one of the nurses, he was like, maybe one day I'll invite you out to my church. I just started laughing, man. I told him, no, thank you, man. All right? Those are the type of things, people do things to be nice or to be put under pressure, but those are the type of things that influence our people to go worship idols, All right? It says here, take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them, after that they be destroyed from before thee, that thou inquired not after their gods, saying, how do these nations serve their gods? All right? And there's many accounts of the scriptures where, in the times of the Maccabees, where our people sought to do deceitful things, all right? And I'll get there a little bit. In regards to worshiping, other gods and worshiping the society that they were in, or following after the rules of the society that they were in to fit in. Right? That's what people do, right? They do it because they're influenced to do it. So we gotta watch what we're influenced by, all right? It says here, thou shalt not do so unto Yahweh thy power, for every abomination to Yahweh which he hateth have they done unto their gods. Even their sons and daughters and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to their gods. All right, and our people are sacrificing their kids unto Molech now by having that A word. Okay, that A word is the ABOR word. Okay, where they go in there and in the woman's vagina and pull apart the baby. All right, and who knows what they do with those baby parts or do with that baby after they have taken the body of the baby apart limb by limb, okay? All right? It says here, what thing soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thitherto, nor diminish from it. So the Lord has commanded us, all right, to not follow after other gods. A lot of people love to have it so, all right? This is Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 7. We start at 6. I am Yahweh thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. All right? No other God, okay, has done anything for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. All right? They only have further oppressed you. All right? They have only further separated you from your power. By you worshiping Jesus Christ, by you worshiping the 8-armed god Shiva, by you worshiping the woman, by you worshiping money, by you worshiping anything that is aside from Yahweh Shema, it has only separated you from your power, and that's it. All right, and once you are separated from your power, you are in the state of where you are today. Low, the last higher and the first fire. You are heavily taxed. You are poisoned. By your food and your air. All right? You can't enjoy your children. And these are some of the things that I was saying that's in the curses. All right? Like you can't enjoy your children. All right? Your children be taken away from you. Your woman won't be a woman unto you. All right? She'll be a whore in the streets. All these things coincide with what happens to you when you follow after other gods. Okay? All right? So it says here, verse 7, thou shalt have none Prophet Stone in Islam, wherever the hell that shit is, okay? Not American heritage, right? Not that Catholic nonsense, okay? For you so-called new Latinos and Native American Indians, all right? None of that Egyptian shit either, all right? You need to be worshiping your power, all right? And inquiring of the Lord through the scriptures and through men, all right, that teaching the Lord has gave the wisdom to teach, all right, how to worship your power, all right? You worship your power, all right, by keeping the commandments, all right? Instead of doing these things that Christians do, like go to church every Sunday, all right? What else do? They go to Bible study on Wednesdays, okay? They have all kind of things that they follow after. They celebrate Christmas. They celebrate these holidays. They follow after the customs of the world. Well, when you worship the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, you're not supposed to follow after the customs of the world, okay? You're supposed to follow after the customs that the Lord put in these scriptures to the best of your ability, all right? So it says here, thou shalt, this is Deuteronomy 5 and 8, thou shalt not make any graven image or likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. All right? Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. All right, and that's how you do and don't worship the Lord. Okay, you worship the Lord by keeping His commandments. All right, you don't worship the Lord by following after the ways of the nations. All right, following after these other gods. All right, following after the people that's around about you, being persuaded. All right, so you can be, friendly with somebody or friendly with a woman and go to church. All right, and go up in there and be hypnotized by the philosophies and doctrines that they push within these church systems or within these other religions. We're not supposed to do that. All right. This is going back into Deuteronomy 13. This is Deuteronomy 13 and 1. It says, if there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or wonder, and the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, let us serve them. All right? This is somebody inviting you to go to church. All right? Just in that example. Right? That could be somebody inviting you to go to church. Or they can tell you about how Jesus did something for them. And then, lo and behold, they can be like, oh, well, they can persuade you based on their story, all right, or their experience. They say, Jesus did this for me, all right? And then they can be like, hey, and I invite you to my church, all right? Nah, you ain't supposed to do that shit, okay? All right? No idol worship. It says, or it could be in the form of, the Islam stuff, or Allah did this for me, all right? Or whatever the Buddhist people are, the Chinese individuals, all right? Moab and Ammon, okay? They could be like, Buddha did this for me, all right? It says, verse 3, it says, thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or to that dreamer of dreams, for Yahweh your power proveth you, all right? And proveth, right here, it says, is a test, okay? Proveth you to know whether ye love Yahweh your power with all your heart and with all your soul. So are you going to follow after, the influences of the world, or are you going to follow after the Lord? All right? Because the church ain't telling you these scriptures right here, man. They're not telling you to not idol worship in the sense of not worshiping any other God. They're telling you to worship another God, all right? They're telling you to worship Jesus Christ. That's another God, man, okay? All right? It says, you shall walk after, this is verse 4, you shall walk after Yahweh your power and fear him, and keep his commandments, and obey his voice, and ye shall serve him and cleave to him. All right? So let's get this right quick. It said you should fear him. All right? Well, we know the Lord can jack you up. fear of the Lord is also having reverence and respect for him, right? This is Job 28 and 28, and unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. So to fear the Lord is to understand what it is that he wants from you or for you, all right? And he wants you to do, all right, or for you to do is to keep his commandments, all right? That's wisdom and that's understanding. When you do those things, you show the Lord that you fear him. Not only because what the Lord can do to you, all right, but because you respect the Lord, man, okay? Let's say if you were a child again, all right, and you know that your dad could whoop your ass or your mom would whoop your ass for not doing the dishes before they got home. Well, you would make sure those dishes are done out of the fear or the respect or the reverence that you have for your parents, okay, and get those dishes done, all right? And they'd be like, okay, well, I see that my son or my daughter or my child, they respect me, all right? So then you can be delivered by the faith in the Lord. The faith in the Lord also sometimes what you have is works, okay? And you keeping the laws is a part of the works. And show your faith, okay? So it says here, this is Deuteronomy 13 and 5, and that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he has spoken to turn you away from Yahweh your power, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which Yahweh your power commanded thee to walk, so shalt thou put the evil away from the midst of you. And we can't put anybody to death here in the that's not what we're supposed to do. We was in the way and don't involve yourself, the man with that person, if you have to see that person, just turn your listening ear off. If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast known, nor thy fathers, namely the gods of the people which are round about thee, which are round about you, nigh unto you, or far off from thee, from one end of the earth even to the other end of the earth, thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shalt thou put to death, because back in that time the people should have been put to death. All right, you're not supposed to consent. You're not gonna say, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Okay, let's go ahead and go to church and worship Jesus. When you know that you're an Israelite, you should be doing your best to worship the Lord. All right. And when something befalls that person, okay, don't be sad for that person, because guess what? You know the person is going to win, all right? Especially when that person knows how you get down, that you are following the Lord Yahweh, right? Don't be sad or upset or ashamed or pity that person when that individual gets put down by the Lord, all right? That one that got electrocuted or however he got put to death, that Marvin Stokes guy, all right, well, that was his way that he passed, right? But on his last statement, he said something about, well, guess what? That nigga was wicked. He was worshiping idols, man. All right, so the Lord was just in putting that man to death, okay? Talking about praise to Allah or some nonsense of that regards into Allah, but the Lord was just in putting that man to death, all right? Whether he was innocent or not for the crime that he did, he was guilty in the eyes of the Lord because he was idol worshiping. And he probably heard about being an Israelite, he never turned from it. But nonetheless, you, as a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian that know that you're an Israelite, you shouldn't be worshiping Cesare Borgia. You shouldn't be worshiping this. All right? You should not be worshiping this. This is the devil himself, man, the so-called white man. All right, the sign says this is a test. It says, do you worship this image? Do you believe this is your savior? Do you pray to this image? Is this your Lord, your God? If the answer is yes to any of this, you idol worshiping. All right? It says, if you answer yes to any of these questions, you are a victim of white supremacy and are currently brainwashed. And that's true, man. All right? It says, stop what you're doing and learn about, all right, so the Serapis image, the Council of Nicaea, and Cesare Borgia. All right? This is him right here. All right? But nonetheless, our people love to cling to other things that the world has an influence, that they are influenced on by the world. All right? Our people follow after wickedness. Idol worshiping is the most wicked thing that you can do. Let's go back into Deuteronomy. This is Deuteronomy 13 and 9. We cannot do this in this time, okay? We cannot do this in this time. It says, but thou shalt surely kill him, thy hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hand of all the people. So whether it be, what does it say right here? If it be your brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, the daughter, the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend. So any of those individuals, man, all right? What you can do in this time is not giving any consent to that. But back in the Old Testament time, people that were doing those things, that were enticed to worship other gods, they were put to death, man. All right? It says, and thou shalt stone him with stones that he die, because he has sought to thrust thee away from Yahweh thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. And all Israel shall hear and fear, and shall do no more any such wickedness as this is among you. All right, so we're not supposed to idol worship, man. Worshiping idols is what got us here today. All right, this is this is Ezekiel chapter 8 and verse 1. And it came to pass in the 6th year, in the 6th month, in the 5th day of that month, as I sat in my house, and the elders of Judah sat before me, that the hand of Yahweh fell there upon me. Then I beheld, and lo, and the likeness of as the appearance of fire, from the appearance of his loins, even downward fire, and from his loins and even upward the appearance of brightness, Salakia, as the color of amber. And he put forth the form of a hand and took me by a lock of mine head, and the Spirit lifted me up between the earth and heaven, and brought me in the vision of Yahweh to Jerusalem, to the door of the inner gate that looked toward the north, where was the seat of the image of jealousy, which provoked to jealousy, Salakia. And behold, the glory of the power of Israel was there, according to the vision that I saw in the plain. Then said he unto me, we're going to see some of the things that Israel did that was idol worship. All right, they were straight up idol worship. All right, then he said unto me, son of man, lift up thy eyes now the way toward the north. So I lifted up my eyes toward the north, and behold, northward at the gate of the altar, the image of jealousy in the entry. He said forth more unto me, son of man, seest thou what they do, even the great abomination that the house of Israel committeth here, that I go far off from my sanctuary, but turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations. And he brought me to look to the door of the court, and when I looked, behold, I saw a hole in the wall, Then he said unto me, Son of man, dig now in the wall, and when I dig in the wall, behold a door. And he said unto me, Go in and behold the wicked abominations that they do there. So I went in and saw, behold, from every form of creeping thing and abominable beast, and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the walls round about. So all the idols of Israel. All right, this Jesus Christ is an idol. All right, and the northern kingdom follows heavy after this idol. Okay, all right, Judah does too. All right, and them Haitians down there, they got their voodoo shit that they follow after. All right, or that that wickedness that they put themselves in and entangle themselves in. Okay, it says here. Verse 11, and there stood before them 70 men of the ancients of the house of Israel, and in the midst of them stood Jezaniah, the son of Shaphan, with every man his censer in his hand, and a thick smoke and a thick cloud of incense went up. So, and incense, you know, we burn incense when we at camp, you know, because of the smell, but incense in the thing that they were, the what is it called? A censer that they were swinging in it, it's used when you are worshiping. Okay, it says here, then said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark, every man in the chambers of his imaginary, his imagery? For they say, Yahweh seeth us not, Yahweh hath forsaken the earth. He said also unto me, Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. Let's look at that word abomination. All right, so we know idol worshiping is an abomination. It says extreme hatred, detestation. The object of detestation, a common signification in the scripture. All right, it says the way of the wicked is abominable to the Lord. All right, it says here, hence defilement, pollution, in the physical sense. So when you idol worship, you're defiling yourself, right? You're polluting yourself. You're polluting your mind. Right, with the philosophies and the doctrines and the ways that these other nations worship their gods, right? You know, they go up to these churches and they listen to pastor talk about, hey, worshiping Jesus, and he tells you a story, and he reads you about 4 or 5 scriptures, and he doesn't tell you anything in regards to those scriptures that will help you believe or turn you to the true power, okay? All right? None of those things, okay? All right, then they'll take your money within there, and within the churches, there's all kind of lies and thievery. You have adultery, and now in these churches, you have they allow homosexuals in these churches. All right, those things are not the way of the Lord, man. All right, but you know, our people will read the scriptures and not adhere to it. What I mean by that is if these people say that they're God-fearing Christians or whatever the case may be that they claim themselves, then they wouldn't be okay with the homosexual that within the confines of where they worship, man. Okay? Because again, homosexuality, all right, is not cool with the Lord, and it shouldn't be cool with you. This is Leviticus 18 and 22. It says, thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. Our people do these things, man. And then our people allow these individuals into the place where they worship Jesus Christ. Well, guess what? That homosexual and those individuals that's in there worshiping Jesus Christ, they all gonna eat a whistle, man. Okay? All right? Because this right here, this is Revelation chapter 21 and verse 8. All I'm gonna start at 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. But the fearful, the unbelieving, the abominable, all right, anything that is profane, all right, anything that is detestable, all right, anything that pollutes your body, all right, as we were just reading in the definition of abomination in my Bible dictionary, okay, all right, and the murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And we know that to be those thermonuclear missiles that's coming. Okay, people are going to burn in fire, man. All right, for idol worshiping, for being homosexuals, for being idolaters, sorcerers. That goes into practicing witchcraft. Okay, those people that are taking that voodoo. Even those people that like Miss Cleo, she was talking about she was a fortune teller. Where the Lord took her ass down when I think she died of like some type of cancer, man. I think it was like colon cancer or something like that. Nonetheless, man, all right. Those people that you know that are around today, and when the Lord brings forth that destruction, that's gonna be their judgment. Okay, and you don't want that judgment to be for you. All right, so let's go back to the word abomination. It says, hence, defilement, pollution, in a physical sense, or evil doctrines and practices. All right, so when you go to these churches, that's an evil practice. When you celebrate your birthday, when you celebrate Christmas, that's an evil practice. Okay, when you out here worshiping these other gods, that's an evil practice. And those are the things that we should not be doing. Idol worshiping is the main thing that has got us in the situation that we are in today, man. All right. It says, or evil doctrines or practices, which are moral defilements, idols and idolatry are called abominations. It says the Jews were an abomination to the Egyptians, and sacred animals of the Egyptians were an abomination to the Jews. All right, the Roman army is called all right, I'm not gonna say that because that's not true. It says, in short, whatever is an object of extreme hatred is called an abomination. But the Lord hates idol worship. That's an extreme an abomination. Okay, all right. I was in Ezekiel. All right, it says, this Ezekiel chapter 8 and verse 13. He says, also unto me turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. And he brought me to the door of the gate of Yahweh's house, which was toward the north, and behold, there sat a woman weeping of Tammuz. All right, it says here for Tammuz, it says a Sumerian fertility god similar to the Greek god Adonis. All right, it says here in my footnotes, it says the Semitic equivalent to the Sumerian Dumuzi, whose ill-fated love of Inanna, Semitic Ishtar, the goddess of love, is recognized by Sumerian myths and Inanna's descent to the netherworld and the death of. All right, so a lot of bullshit. That's what it is, man. All right, like those Greek gods are myths. Like this, the image of this motherfreaker right here. Okay, all right. This is not the real God, man. This is not the real son of Yahweh. Okay, all right. So this is a myth. I'm gonna look at that word myth. this is a traditional story, so a story that's passed down from generation to generation. If I tell a story about this building in front of me being built when I was born, and I seen it, how so many people did these things in there and these things in there, and my children told that story to their children, and their children told that story to their children, and so forth and so on. All right, it says, especially one concerning the early history of people explaining some natural or social phenomenon, typically involving supernatural beings or events. Okay, well, all the other gods of this world are myths, man. All right, they have done nothing. All right, but our people love to have it so, man. All right. But again, I'm gonna say this again: idol worshiping has gotten us to the place where we are today, man. Okay, and this is an example of it right here, where the Lord has allowed me to read. It says here, then he brought me to the door of the gate of Yahweh's house, which was toward the north, and behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. Then said he unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. I remember, Ezekiel was a prophet after the Lord allowed Nebuchadnezzar to take down, after the Lord allowed Nebuchadnezzar, let me make sure I'm saying this right. Yeah, because he was a prophet during the time, let me go, I got it written down. Yep, he was a prophet during the exile period, okay? All right? Yep, the Lord allowed Nebuchadnezzar to take down Jerusalem, all right? And he was a prophet during the exile period, okay? All right? So Jake was committing these wickednesses, all right, in the Babylonian kingdom, all right? It says here, going into in or before the Babylonian kingdom, Salaki. So it says here, verse 15, it says, then he said unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Then turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. And he brought me into the inner court of Yahweh's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of Yahweh, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men, with their backs toward the temple of Yahweh, with their faces toward the east, and they worship the sun toward the east. So they worship women, they worship idolatrous figures, they worship the sun. All right. Then he said unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Is it a light thing that the house of Judah, that they commit this abomination which they commit here? For they have filled the land with violence, and have returned to provoke me to anger. And lo, they put the branch to their nose. Therefore I will also deal in fury, mine eyes shall not spare, neither will I pity, like we had read in Deuteronomy 13. We're not supposed to spare or pity any idolatry, any idol worshipers. The Lord didn't spare or pity any idol worshipers either. All right. It says here, it says, like in mine eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity, though they cry in my ears with a loud voice, yet I will not hear them. And that's what happened. Our people turned away from the Lord to follow after the gods that were round about them, and to commit wickedness in secret places, and saying that the Lord is not around, he's not going to help us, he's not going to deal with us. And guess what? The Lord jacked us up. The Lord jacked us up. and we rightfully deserve it. Let's see if I can find another instance. This is Judges chapter 2 and verse 1. It says here, and an angel of Yahweh came upon Gilgal from Bochim and said, I made you to go up out of Egypt and have brought you unto the land which I swore unto your father. All right, this means the Lord keeps his word, man. He swore to Abraham that the land of Canaan would be his. All right, the Lord kept his word. He gave the land to Canaan to the Israelites. It says here, and I said, I will never break my covenant with you, and ye shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land. All right, and our people have made a league. All right, and so it says a treaty or a covenant. All right, our people have made a covenant with the people of this land by going to worship the idols, by going to their churches. All right, definitely, our people will make a covenant with the people of this land. When it comes to taking this, all right, this is the ultimate pact that you can make with the so-called white man. All right, when you put this in your body, there's no turning back from this. Okay, there's no turning back from this. Okay, you're gonna get the most horrible destruction that you can receive, the most horrible judgment that you can receive. The Lord's not gonna spare you. The Lord's not gonna have no pity upon you. No matter how much you cry, just like we read in Ezekiel, the end of Ezekiel 8. No matter how much you cry, all right, the Lord is not going to hear you because the Lord has been, all right, teaching and telling you not to take this. All right, like we teaching and telling you to turn away from idols. All right, this is the ultimate idol right here. This going to have our people in the snare. And this port strike could be a tool to usher this in. What I mean by it could be something used to usher this in. All right, but let me further explain that, right? This port strike could cause the cost of things to go up, all right? And the people are not going to have the funds, all right, to pay for the things as the cost of stuff goes up. And the government could come through and save the day and say, hey, take this, and everything will be okay. And guess what? Our people will take it like they took that C-19 vaccine. Okay? All right, that's how I'm saying that this could be a tool, all right, that a port situation, the port strike could be a tool to usher this in, to save the day. You know, the government likes to do things, bring order out of chaos, but they create the chaos, okay? All right? But nonetheless, don't consent to this. It doesn't matter if your life is on the line, all right? It does not matter if they tell you that they're gonna cut your head off. It does not matter if you see your children get put to death. It does not matter if you see your woman get put to death. It does not matter if you see your husband get put to death. Or they threaten you with their words, okay? It does not matter. This will get you killed by the Lord, all right? And you don't want no smoke with the Lord, okay? But our people gonna make a lead with Esau Edom in the time of calamities and persecution. All right, they're gonna consent and take that CHIP. Lord will, I have the spirit on me to not do it, no matter what is put before me. Okay? It says here, and ye shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land. Ye shall throw down their altars, but ye have not obeyed my voice. Why have ye done this? All right? We can't go into these churches and start destroying these people's property. Right? We'll get locked up. Right? Get some criminal or maybe some federal charges put upon us. Who knows? But don't go out there doing that. Right? Don't do that. But this is something that we were supposed to do and we should have done in our past lives. Okay? We did it to a certain extent. But we didn't take full heed unto the Lord, because if we did, we wouldn't be in captivity right now. All right. But it says the verse 3 says, Judges 2 and 3. Wherefore also I said, I will not drive them out from before you, but they shall be as a thorn in your side, and their God shall be a snare unto you. All right. The Lord set it up for us to be tested, like I had read earlier in Deuteronomy. Let me read that again. This is Deuteronomy 13 and 3. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams, for Yahweh your power proveth you to know whether ye love Yahweh your power with all your heart and with all your soul. And that word proveth in Deuteronomy 13 and 3, in my footnotes it says tested. All right. So the Lord, in the time of Judges, in this time period of the second chapter, right? The Lord didn't take those people and their gods up out of the land to see if we love the Lord. It's a test, man. All right? It says, and it came to pass when the angel of Yahweh spake these words unto all the children of Israel, that the people lifted up their voice and wept, and they called the name of that place Bochim, and they sacrificed unto Yahweh. All right, so let's go down to Judges 2 and 11. It says, and the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and served Baalim. All right, they forsook Yahweh, power of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt. All right, we keep hearing the same thing. The Lord delivered us from out of the land of Egypt. The Lord took his hand and delivered us out of the land of Egypt. It's important that we hear that and continue to hear that, so it can be in remembrance of what the Lord done for us, man. All right. It's important to understand that the Lord delivered you from the Egyptians out of their hard bondage, because the Lord's going to do it again. So I'm glad it's always being repeated that the Lord delivered us out of Egypt. That should give you confidence in the Lord for him to be able, because he's going to do it again. It should show you, it should give you confidence in the Lord, and to show you that the Lord's going to do it again, because he's always repeating it. If the Lord did it one time, he's going to do it again. And he said he's going to do it again. He's going to deliver us out of the land of the North. Let me find it. And we in North America, but even though Jacob scattered everywhere, primary of Israel is here in America, right? A lot of Israelites are here in America. This is Jeremiah 31 and 8. That's a lot. I'm going to read all of them. This is Jeremiah 31 and 8. Let me turn to, and I'm going to get back to Judges. Because the Lord said he's going to do it, man. He did it one time, he's going to do it again. All right, this is Jeremiah 31 and 8. Says, behold, I will bring them from the north country and gather them from the coast of the earth, and with the and then with the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that travaileth with children, and a great company shall return thither. And the title of this chapter is Restoration of Israel. So when you restore something, you're bringing it back to a better or original state, okay? All right, it says here, they shall come with weeping and with supplication will I lead them. I will cause them to walk by rivers of water and a straight way wherein they shall not stumble. For I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. Hear the word of Yahweh, O ye nations, and declared in the isles afar off. And say, he that scattered Israel will gather him and keep him as a shepherd doeth his flocks. For Yahweh has redeemed Jacob and ransomed him from the land, Salakia, from the hand of him that was stronger than he. All right, hey, is not Esau and these other nations, are they not stronger than us at this present point in time? All right, do they not have the upper hand? Okay, all right, can the so-called white man gun you down in the streets and get suspended from the job temporarily, and then go to court, get put on manslaughter charges, maybe do a year or two in jail, if that? All right, and then they make, when I say if that, they may pose a court, the court structure, him going through the court sentencing, like a judge and jury and all that stuff. But so I'm gonna say this: people look out for their own people. All right, so the cops and the judge and the judicial system, all those people, they look out for each other. So they may pose like, hey, this individual is going through the court system on TV and the news for the murder of this so-called black man, for the murder of this so-called Native American, or this so-called Hispanic or Latino individual, all right? But what we don't see behind the courts is, hey, you know, they may give this man they may put this person in what is it called, like witness protection, even though he wasn't telling on anybody. They may give him another alias, they may give him another name and send him out to another state and go live in another place where nobody knows him. If it didn't be made to national news. All right, the stuff like that possibly happens, man. Okay, all right, and I'm just speculating, but I'm sure something like that has happened. But these people are in power. They are stronger than us. They could kill you in the streets and get a slap on the wrist. They could do. You see all types of shit on social media, man, where it shows you that these other nations have the upper hand on us, man, especially Esau. So the Lord's going to deliver us out of the hand of our enemies, man. All right. Let me go back. There was some more. This is Jeremiah 16 and 15. All right, I'm gonna read 14. Therefore, this is Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought us up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands where he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave them to their fathers. That's us, man. All right. The Lord's gonna bring us back into our land, man. All right. He's gonna gather us here from North America, all right, and from all the other continents where the Lord has scattered us, okay, all right, and bring us back to the land of Israel, all right? I see you. Yeah, these people are occupying our land right now, okay? All right, it says Edomites occupy Israel, but that's true. All right, that's true. This is true. So-called white man is in our land, all right? Because if these were the Lord's people, there wouldn't be no war in the land of Israel, all right? That great deliverance would have happened, and it would be written somewhere in historical books of them being delivered from the land of the north. All right, well, guess what? It hasn't happened yet, and these are These are people that are in the land. All right, because when the Israelites get delivered, it's going to be known to everybody. All right, it's going to be written somewhere other than the scriptures, and it's going to be after the delivery happens is what I'm saying, that it's going to be known. All right, well, these people got put in the land by the 1948 Balfour Declaration. Okay, all right, these are not the Lord's people. All right, the Lord is going to cause pain, death, and destruction, and bring forth war to put us back in our own land. They got put in the land by a declaration, a treaty, by an agreement between some people. All right. It says here, this is Jeremiah 16:16. I'm gonna read this too. Yeah, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahweh, and they shall fish them. And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of all the holes of the rocks. Well, the Lord got his fishermen out there now, man. All right, the men that the Lord has set up to teach and preach. That's the Lord's fishermen. All right, and then the Lord's hunters are going to be those members that are of the elect. That's going to bring forth the pain and vengeance that the Lord has set up for our enemies. Let me go back into Ezekiel. This is an example of the hunters, man. This is Ezekiel 25 and 12. Thus saith Yahweh power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh power, I will stretch out my hand upon Edom and will cut off man and beast from it. And I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh power. All right, so the Lord's going to give men spiritual power. He's going to turn men through his great ability, all right, from men that look like me to men that can have the abilities of the Flash or Superman or whatever other comic book hero or game character you can imagine that has, superpowers, okay? All right, that's what's going to happen. We're going to receive spiritual powers, man, okay? All right, and this is something that you have to believe, because how you going to fight against a man that has direct energy weapons? All right, how you going to fight against a man that has all types of military might and guns and all this other stuff that he has? All these things that the Lord blessed Esau with, how you going to fight against him in this form, in this kind of form, in this body that he has? It's not going to be possible. All right? The Lord is going to change us, okay? The Lord's going to change us. The scripture say that we shall be as he is. Well, the Lord Yahweh, the scripture say that the Lord Yahweh is not coming to meet thee as a man. So if we're supposed to be, or if we're going to be as the Lord Yahweh is, then the Lord Yahweh is not going to come meet Esau as a man. That means he's going to come meet Esau as a high spiritual entity that's going to have the ability to do whatever things that are beyond our ways of thinking. Okay. All right, this is 1 John 3 and 2. It says, beloved, now we are the sons of power, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. And this body that we have, and this mind that we are, using that the Lord allows us to have, right? It doesn't appear that we're going to be anything greater than this, all right? Or what we shall be in the future, it's not here yet, okay? It says, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. So we're going to be like the Lord. When the Lord Yahushua comes, as he was a man walking the earth 2,000 some odd years ago, we was just like him, all right? And I mean, everybody was just like him in the sense of having this manly form, but the nation of Israel, all right, we're going to be just as him, the elect specifically, all right, on his apology time. They're going to be just like him, right? And if the Lord's not going to meet Esau, Edom as a man, this is Isaiah 47 and 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and the Lord's going to take vengeance, as I just read earlier, by his people, all right, by his people, Israel, okay, all right? And I will not meet thee as a man, all right? So I'm going to read that again. It says, Isaiah 43 and 7. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So the Lord, all right, when he sends his son, Yahushua is coming, all right, because the Heavenly Father is not coming to destroy America. Yahushua is coming to destroy America. All right, so when the elect are changed and turned into being as the Lord is, that's how you know we're going to those spiritual power, man. All right, because we can't fight against Esau with his blessing. We have to be in our blessing, or in a form of our blessing, to fight against Esau, man. Okay? All right, so let me go back to Jeremiah. All right, I read that Jeremiah 16 and 16. Let me go back to this. Let me see what other scriptures speak about coming out of the land of the Lord. Jeremiah 3. This is Jeremiah 3 and 18. This is Jeremiah 3 and 18. I was just reading a little bit before it getting dark. Excuse me. It says, in those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel. All right, both the northern and southern kingdom. Okay. It says, and they shall come together out of the land of the north. That means here in America, man. Okay. It says here, the land. They shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto their fathers. So the Lord's going to bring us out of the land of Egypt as he has done before, okay? Out of our captivity, out of our bondage, okay? Brothers are scattered everywhere, okay? That's why James 1 and 1 says, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, okay? That's why you have brothers in Germany. You got brothers in Australia, you got brothers in South America teaching, you got brothers all across America teaching, okay? You got brothers in Canada teaching, all right? The Israelites are scattered everywhere, all right? So when the Lord comes and brings forth his judgment to destroy people, nobody's gonna have an excuse to say they didn't know, all right? Because people know by us teaching on the streets, people know by seeing the videos on the internet, and people know by, face-to-face conversations with individuals, right? Like when I first found out about the truth, I was telling everybody that resembled the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian that they were Israelites, right? That's what I mean by that, face-to-face conversations. So my family members, friends, blah, blah, blah. And people also know by watching things on social media as far as the mockers and the scoffers, man. All right, because people will go on there, look at the videos, click on it, comment on it. Now you know. All right, and people will know also by driving up and down the streets. People know. So everybody knows, and everybody will know. And when the Lord brings forth the judgment, nobody's going to have an excuse, especially the so-called New Latinos and Native American Indians. Okay. So let me see. Where was I? I was in Judges, the second chapter, talking about Israel's apostasy. All right, we are not supposed to, and we shouldn't be idol worship. All right, things like that get us fucked up out of the Lord. Okay. All right, this is Judges chapter 2, verse 11 again. It says that the children of Israel did evil in the sight of Yahweh and served Baalim. All right, if I'm saying it wrong, Salaki. Right? It says, and they forsook Yahweh, they forsook Yahweh, power of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked Yahweh to anger. All right, we just had read earlier in Deuteronomy 5 and 7 to not bow yourself to other gods, man. We go back there and get it. But our people do this when they pray to Jesus Christ. They bow their heads, they get on their knees, put their hands together. All right, well, when you pray, you're supposed to be facing the east. All right, the east, from my point of view, where I'm standing in America, is that way. Okay, where the sun rises, that's the east. Okay, so wherever you living at, all right, wherever you living at, and you can see the sun come up in the morning, know that's where the east is. Okay, all right. But our people, they'll bow their heads, they'll put their hands together. All right, we're supposed to pray with our hands up and open. All right, they'll put their hands together, bow their heads, face it whatever direction they want to. All right, and they'll have this mind, and they'll have this image in their mind. They'll have this image in their mind. This damn devil right here. Okay, all right. But here in Deuteronomy chapter 5. This is Deuteronomy 5 and 7. It says, thou shalt have no other powers before me. And it says, besides me. It means besides me. In my footnote, it says, besides me. And then I'm going to skip down to 9. Well, I'm going to read it all. It says, thou shalt not make any graven image of any or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. Let's look at that word serve. The word serve in the Hebrew is abad. Okay, it says to work, serve, to labor. All right. All right, to work. So when you do the practices or the practices of another god, you serve him. All right. An example: you go to church every Sunday, you serving that God, Jesus Christ. All right. It says to labor, to work. All right, let's see what this word bow down means. So the word in the Hebrew is shahah. Shahah. All right. It says to bow down, to prostrate oneself, before superior in homage, before Yahweh in worship. All right, it says to bow. Okay, so to bow down to prostrate, prostrate oneself. All right, and it gives examples of, you know, worshiping other gods before false gods, or bow down before false gods. All right, or bow down to the Lord. That's what it says. Or it says here to bow self down, crouch, fall, flat, humbly. All right, to do reverence, to make a stoop or worship. Okay, and worshiping all those things go to serving these other gods. All right. All right, and that's not what we're supposed to do. It says here, thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them, for I, Yahweh thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers unto the third of upon the children to the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. All right, well, when our people bow themselves unto other idols, they show that the Lord, they show that they hate the Lord. Because the next verse says that, you know, basically, showing mercy to the thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. That's what it said in Deuteronomy 5 and 9. But our people don't love the Lord. Our people love idols. Our people love money. People lust after things that are going to get them destroyed, you know? We got to turn away from that stuff. All right, it says here, verse 13, it says, and they forsook Yahweh. This is Judges 2 and 13. And they forsook Yahweh, they forsook Yahweh and served Baal and Ashtaroth. That's two other gods, okay? And the anger of Yahweh was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers that spoiled them. All right, so that's what idolatry gets you. All right, it gets you cast off from the Lord, and enemies coming to take you down. All right, and we are being taken down by Esau Edom. All right, constantly on a day-to-day basis until the Lord delivers us. Esau Edom is spoiling us, all right, in so many ways that I can barely, you know, name all of them, right? The food is a spoil, the music, the television is a spoil, the telephones is a spoil, because we have access to so many different things, all right? We have this mentality of no patience, that, what's that, what is it, that microwave mentality, all right? The food is a spoil, the air is a spoil, the water is a spoil. Things that are supposed to be, that are needed for the body are spoiled. The air and the food, you know, the water. Relationships are spoiled. And he does it through, you know, chemicals. He also does it through things that we have access to, as far as the things that's on the television, the music. All right, those things spoil relationships. All right, whether it's a man and woman relationship or it's a business relationship, okay? The church system is a spoil. All right, the tax system is a spoil. There's so many things that Esau Edom does. He spoils our children by sending them to school. He spoils the family structure by separating the man and the woman at different workplaces, and either one of those individuals establishing a relationship with somebody else, if it constitutes, or if it goes into adultery, that's wrong as well. Adultery. A man sleeping with another man's woman. All right, that's adultery. Okay? But those are some examples with how Esau spoils us, man. All right? And there's plenty more. There's plenty more. Okay, and it says here, into the hands of the spoilers that spoiled them, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could no longer stand before their enemies. And the Lord has done this. How can we stand up against somebody that the Lord has set up to be a ruler over us? All right, we can't stand up to Esau Edom, man. Like I was saying earlier, the so-called white man could gun you down, and you won't know what happened to you. But when you gun down you won't know what happened to that person after some time. You know, they'll say all this good stuff in court in front of the people to appease them, but then behind closed doors, they probably let that man off, you know? They'll drag him away into the court, you know, they'll have him arrested, put in cuffs, play the game, and go behind the go through the little processing thing that you can't see behind where you supposed to be hauled off to jail. They'll probably let that man go after some time of going through the judicial court system process. Okay, I don't know. I'm just speculating, but that's something they have the ability to do. All right, but when it comes to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, when y'all kill somebody, y'all getting the whole book thrown at y'all. Everything. You getting football numbers, man. Okay. All right, it says here, verse 15, whithersoever they went out, the hand of Yahweh was against them for evil, as Yahweh swore unto them, and they were greatly distressed. Are we not greatly distressed here in America? And if you're not distressed here in America, you are in a bad situation, because the Lord's going to bring forth distress upon you when you don't want distress, when you're going to be looking for delivery and salvation. But I'm going to go ahead and close out. Lord, will you edify? We give double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule and teach well. Hardy Shalom to the hopeful elect. Kwam Yashawalam and Wafa Babal. Mahar Howard. Yahweh Mahar Howard. Yahweh Mahar Howard Shine the Wabba Bashaba Bashar Shalom.